Hey guys, we're going to get right into it. I have a paint mixing software project. What I worked on in these few sprints we did was the first page, which was just the image editor. So in terms of features, we got opening image, panning image, zooming image, drawing on the image, different line weights, different colors, choosing colors by right-clicking, so the eyedropper tool. We have some menus being set up here. And finally, we have the actual point of the software, which is to convert color. Oh, we can't do that because that's the server. So we're going to run the server. So the actual point of the software is to convert the color. Now I didn't have a partner, so I can't explain what they did. I was the only one this semester apparently without a partner. So what I did is I used Python sockets, and I have a little algorithm here. This is not the final algorithm, and obviously because it's so small. And the point of having it on a separate server is because the algorithm is going to be huge, complicated, and it's going to need a database to back it up. All right, I'm going to scroll through my code real quick to get that out of the way. As you saw, this was just Python sockets. For here, we have the UI being tk-enter and Python image library to deal with the actual image editing. We have our variables being declared. We have choose color, simple enough, that's where you choose your color. Open image. Start drawing is when you left click. Stop drawing is when you release left click. Drawing itself is a custom algorithm I made because I didn't like the line feature in the UI, like given to me by the UI. Eyedropper tools when you right click. RGB to hex is because the image processor, PIL, and the tk-enter use different colors, colored whatevers, so I had to convert it. Same reason for hex to RGB. Zoom is when you're using your scroll wheel. Start panning is when you click your scroll wheel. Stop panning is when you release your scroll wheel. Panning is the actual panning. Update image is when you move an image or zoom an image and you draw on it. First it does the math and then it translates it to the image. Very hard to explain in a couple seconds. Change line width, explanatory. Swap drop down menu. It's these drop down menus right here. Made a function for it to avoid code smells. Same thing with the lighting menu. Convert color. This is where it actually talks to the server to convert it to actual paints. Alright, and then this is the tk-enter values. This is the UI from here down to here. Is just all the buttons and menus being defined. I separated it, avoid code smells, all that good stuff. This is where all your buttons are. And that's that. Alright, next. Gotta go through this quickly. Inclusivity heuristics. Alright, I wasn't able to do a lot of them because I was trying to refactor my code for this last sprint, but I can explain how they were supposed to be implemented. So the benefits of using new and existing features, not really on this one because these are mostly existing features, saving and all the basic stuff. New features would be explained here, like this is a paint mixing page. I have to explain it quickly. Basically you have all your real world paints and you can choose them over here, white, black, yellow, magenta, blue, you can change them out, and you can mix them and see what color you'll end up with here in this middle triangle. And that explains the difference, right here explains the difference between RGB and actual mixing paint, additive versus subtractive. So that's that. Explain the cost of using new and existing features. So it explains exactly right here, it's the same sort of thing. It explains why you should use it, why you shouldn't use it. I feel like those two are two sides of the same coin. Let people gather as much information as they want, no more than they want. That's part of it. Over here, it would be in the menu. We got the advanced settings, the accessibility settings, about, learn. That would basically explain why you would have to use different lighting environments, the actual algorithm and how it works, and why you would do certain things within the software, which I have to go real fast, can't really explain too much on it. Keep familiar features available. So obviously within my software itself, if you're just looking at the image processing, I have an example here. This is literally the Microsoft Paint color chooser. Same thing, zooming is on familiar features, just the scroll wheel. Right click for your color. If you ever use Photoshop, obviously you know all these features. Those are familiar features. Undo and redo was something I was working on but I couldn't finish by tonight. I can explain how it would work. Basically, if I want to undo a line that I've drawn, it stores all the images. Like this is an image, but a line, that's a new image. So it stores all these images sequentially in a folder a temporary folder. And if you want to undo, it would just pull the image that it had. And if you want to redo, it would go forward an image, and that's how it would do it, by saving images sequentially. Okay. Provide an explicit path to the task. Well, we started with the color editor. If you want to work on a Gundam and you have a photo of what you want, you can use the color editor, the image editor. And this would be the paint blender, which is working with real life paints but in a digital setting. And then you would go straight to the paint mixer, which is where it would tell you what paints you need to mix in real life to achieve the colors you're looking for. Okay? And if you want to try out different approaches, you could go straight from Photoshop sort of setting straight to paint mixing. You don't need to do anything else. Or you could go straight from playing with your virtual paints straight into the real paints. There's different ways to approach it. All right, where are we? I feel like I'm wasting so much time. Okay, 2 more minutes. All right, encourage tinkers to tinker mindfully. Yeah, basically keep people in check. So obviously when you go to delete an image you've been working on or open a new image, it would be like, sure, you don't want to save first. You have all your saved colors down here. It would ask you about everything. You can only go so far with Figma. I couldn't show all that. And obviously we didn't get far enough in the actual project to talk about that. But you have all your save features. You have all of your, oh, did it glitch up? That's nice. You have all your saved features, and you have all of the everything explaining how everything works, so you don't accidentally screw something up, basically. All right, and that's that. Then we have to talk about quality attributes, upgradability. I spent this entire sprint basically working on upgradability. All the code is formatted in such a way that I can upgrade easily just by adding a function. Basically refactor all my code into functions, usable functions. So that is that. Yep, I'm gonna go straight to this last thing, which is 3 ideas gained from the course, 2 future actions I can take, and one major insight. One major insight would be the Scrum and sprints. Obviously, we're going to be using those in the real world. This is the first exposure I've had to it, with working with that sort of format. I'll definitely be carrying that with me to the workplace. 2 future actions I'll be taking. I'll be using GitHub more often, and I will be looking out for those code smells more often. 3 ideas gained would be using the planning softwares that we used. I forget the names of them, sorry. But that was huge for me, just having somewhere to keep all those ideas organized. Using GitHub as like a undo and redo sort of thing. Just have all of your stuff organized in terms of what you've updated and what you're working on. And I don't know, a last thing, I'm just going to go to modules real quick, see what we worked on. Oh, microservices, obviously, the main thing. That's huge because I have been only working on one piece of software at a time, not like parallel running softwares. So that's something I'll keep in mind in the future when designing software. All right, thank you very much, guys.